Brissett and Daniels are the front row. They are set off of turn number 4. Down the front stretch. Green. Flag is out. Saturday night racing kicks off again at Airborne Speedway, and Little Joe Daniels takes the lead off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Going into turn number 3, remains in front. Brissett had a peek down on the inside, backed off, and now he really drifts up the track in turn number 4, and the inside lane's coming through. Jimmy and Trone in the 9J use the inside to move through. Jake Branham in the 1 look down on the inside, but he doesn't get bite off of turn number 2. He and Lonnie Rivers run side by side for the 4th spot, almost 3 wide going into turn number 4. As the 14 of Brissett pushes up again, and they're almost 3 wide off before they make contact. But Lonnie Rivers backs out of it to avoid any further damage. Out front, Little Joe Daniels is the leader. Jimmy and Trone second. Third is Jake Branham. 4th is Lonnie Rivers. Sebastian Fournier rounds out the top 5. 6th is Jean-Michael Brissett, and Sir Speedy Brissett is 7th. Lonnie Rivers in the R7 runs 4th, trying to get to the number 3 spot. Jake Branham in the Huntley Trucking number 1 holds it. Lonnie Rivers with a peek down on the inside. Door is shut right now. Sideways off of the 4th corner is the 9J of Jimmy and Trone as we're halfway. That gets the battle for the 2nd spot much closer as off of turn number 2. The number 1 of Jake Branham has a peek down on the inside. Going into turn number 3. He's got the nose there. Can he make it stick through 3 and 4? Not yet. Jimmy and Trone holds the 2nd spot. Sebastian Fournier says, I want in on this battle. He's in the 99, running the high side. Lonnie Rivers looks down to the inside of Jake Branham for the 3rd spot. Side by side through corners 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, Lonnie Rivers down on the inside. Branham on the outside. Rivers takes the 3 spot. Popsicle sticks route that time for Little Joe Daniels. Lonnie Rivers completes the pass off of turn number 2, and he's looking at the 9J of Jimmy and Trone. White flag is out this time around for Joe Daniels. White flag. Jimmy and Trone trying to hold off the R7 of Lonnie Rivers. The door opens up down on the inside, quickly shut by the 9J, but it opens back up into turn number 3. Lonnie Rivers tries to get the car there, can't do it. Little Joe Daniels wins it. 2nd, Jimmy and Trone. 3rd, Lonnie Rivers. 4th, Jake Branham. 5th, Sebastian Fournier. 6th, Speedy Brissett. 4 qualify for the handicap in the feature. Slow pace set by Lozier. Here they come. Off of turn number 4, down to the green flag. Lozier takes the lead down on the inside. Therian looking to go with him. Can't get the bite on the inside. They run side by side for the 3rd spot. Therian on the bottom. Haywood on the outside. Down the front stretch drag race for the 3rd place position, and it was almost dead even. Nick Haywood looking to move on the top of the racetrack. He does. He vaults off the top of turn number 2. Got to watch the number 19. He was the quickest in practice, running about 3/10 faster than anyone else on the field. Eric Lozier in the Lozier Masonry number 28 is running away out front. No problems thus far in turn number 2.
Oh, it's early. It's early. There's still laps to go.
Good battle right now for the 3 and 4 spot. As Nick Haywood is down to the inside looking.
Achoo! Oh, he made it.
Lozier is good through turn number 2 this week, so far.
Maybe somebody helped him find that setup through the 2nd turn.
He could have. Bobby Therian right now is 2nd at the halfway point. Nick Haywood is 3rd. Cody Obbins 4th. They're side by side for the 5 spot. Jesse Mueller's on the top of the track. Travis Bruno is on the bottom. And Jeff McCormick can see them all.
Does that tell you about Therian's ability to adapt? You got Nick Haywood, who's been as fast as anybody in this division, trying to work his way past, and Therian's hanging right with him. First time in this car.
Good battle for that number 2 spot, as well as the battle for the number 4 spot.
Therian is the 4th place point man over at Thunder Road right now in their Tiger division, Tiger Sportsman.
Lozier sees 2 to go. Therian is 2nd. Nick Haywood trying to get there. Hasn't been able to yet. Travis Bruno was able to get around the number 7 of Cody Aubin. Aubin right now rounds out the top 5, but the final qualifying spot is being held by Travis Bruno. White flag is out for Lozier. 1 to go. Nick Haywood now moves down to the inside, and he has a way by the 20 of Therian. Nick Haywood shoots to the number 2 spot. Looks like he'll be good to go in that second spot. Here they come, one more corner to execute, and he does. Eric Lozier wins it. Nick Haywood is second. Third to Bobby Therian. Fourth, Travis Bruno. Fifth, Cody Alvin. Sixth, Jesse Mueller. And seventh to Jeff McCormick.
Starting shotgun on the field, driving the Banker Orchards number 3 from Morrisonville. That is Danny Sullivan. 7 cars ready to run in qualifier number 1 as the green flag is out. Top 4 cars will pick up handicap for the feature event. Start inside the top 8 as they are racing off of turn number 2. Jimmy Bushy shows the way. Here comes Duquette in the 18. He'll move to the inside of the 93 of Chris Frenier, take that second spot as they're 3 wide towards the back of the pack. The 4 of Brandon Atkins works through the middle, now up towards the wall as Danny Sullivan falls in line behind at the rear of the field. Jimmy Bushy shows the way over in turn number 2. Jean Duquette running well in practice earlier. He could be a car to keep an eye on tonight as he dogs the 11 going down the backstretch into turn number 3. He'll work the inside line, just blast pass through on the inside. Might have been some contact between the 2 cars over in turn number 4, and at the line it was the 11 by about a foot. Side by side racing for the lead. Robin Wood in the 61 is closing quickly as well. It's a 3-car battle out front. The 18 of Duquette, the 11 of Bushy, and the 61 has the best view of the fight for the lead now as he works in that 3rd spot, looking to perhaps follow the inside line through for Sean Duquette. At the line this time it's Sean Duquette by about a half car length. Duquette working the inside line off 2. He'll try to pull away from Bushy down the backstretch as they work to 3. The 61 of Robin Wood moves underneath. We've got side-by-side racing for the 4th spot as well between the 4 of Brandon Atkins, the 93 of Chris Frenier, and Danny Sullivan is in the mix as well with the 3 car. Sean Duquette leads by a car length at the line. It was Robin Wood on the inside taking the 2nd spot. Jimmy Bushy now running in 3rd with the number 11 car. Then a good gap back to the 4 car of Brandon Atkins. Danny Sullivan trying to take that 4th position away from him as he's down on the inside working into turn number 4. Side-by-side racing for 4th. Halfway in the first qualifier for the J&S Steel Limited Late Model Division. Sean Duquette's lead is a car length off 2. The 61 of Robin Wood trying to chase him down the backstretch, closing the gap into turn number 3, and now looking towards the outside into the 4th turn. Now will he follow in line along the front stretch? He will as Duquette takes it right up towards the wall. It's a half car length advantage for the 18 over car 61 of Robin Wood at the stripe. The 11 of Jimmy Bushy falling back from the leaders. He's now 6 car lengths behind the 61 of Wood, who is in that 2nd spot. Then a good gap back from the 11 to the 3 of Danny Sullivan, who works in 4th. Brandon Atkins is in 5th. 6th is Chris Frenier, and 7th is the 35 of Brian McGinley. Duquette leading again at the stripe. The 61 of Robin Wood just off the back bumper. The 18 pushes up the track in turn number 2. That allows Wood to close quickly down the backstretch. They work into turns 3 and 4. Again, Robin Wood is just off the back bumper of Duquette, who again pushes in turn number 4, opening up that inside line for Robin Wood. Robin Wood trying to fill the hole down on the inside, working through the middle of the track now up to the top in turn number 2. That is Sean Duquette in the 18, holding the lead off turn number 2. Wood will fall back in line, now looks back towards the top of turns 3 and 4. Sean Duquette's 18 has been pushing off of 2 and 4, but a better run that time off the 4th turn with 1 lap to go. 1 lap for the 18 of Sean Duquette remaining. The 61 of Robin Wood gets a good run off of 2 as the 18 again was sideways, but you can see the 61 rather got on the binders rather than plow into the back of the 18 car. Here they come off of turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. Drag race for the win. It's going to be the 18 of Duquette. Wood finishes 2nd. The 11 of Jimmy Bushy is 3rd. Danny Sullivan worked to 4th. 5th was car number 4 for Brandon Atkins, finishing in number 10. He is from Terrebonne, Quebec. That is Martin Photo. 6 cars to run in the 2nd qualifier, and the green flag is out. The pack races into turn number 2. Dave Raptoy in car number 21 has the lead off 2 down the backstretch, 3 wide around Casey St. Clair. The 19 of Jamie Bigor, the meat and the sandwich, to the outside of the 56. The 10 of Martin Photo trying to work towards the front of the field as well. Racing for the lead, it's the 21 and the 20. On the outside, Buck O'Brien in car number 20 has the lead over in turn number 2. He'll pull away from Dave Raptoy down the backstretch. Again, you want to get into the top 4. Right now, it's the 19 of Jamie Bigor trying to move through on the inside of car number 10 of Martin Photo, and he will be able to do so off of the 4th turn. So the leader is car number 20, Buck O'Brien. Dave Raptoy's 21 is in the 2nd spot. 3rd is Keith Pelkey in the 24. Pelkey was sideways off the 2nd turn. That allows the 19 of Bigor to work at his door and then fly past on the outside line as the 24 is fighting an ill-handling race car. Here comes the 19 of Bigor to 3rd. Pelkey now back to 4th. And the Terrebonne, Quebec driver, Martin Photo, in car number 10, is trying to perhaps make a move on that 24 car to get to the 4th position. Casey St. Clair falling back in car number 56. He's now half the backstretch behind that 5th place position where Photo is in car number 10. Bucko Branham is pulling away from the 21 of Dave Raptoy. Branham finished 3rd last week in round number 3 of the USA Canada Masters Series. He is the point leader in the division with that number 20 car, and he has a 9-point lead over car number 19 and Jamie Begor, who is the 2nd place point man. Begor trying to find room to the inside of Dave Raptoy, and he will. He'll get the 2nd spot. Raptoy in the 21 goes back to 3rd. In the 4th position, it's now car number 24 for Keith Pelkey. Then it's the 10 of Photo. Raptoy's in trouble. He's off the pace over in turn number 2. Looked like he was signaling the other cars, trying to fight that number 21 car, as both the 24 of Pelkey and the 10 of Photo were able to move underneath over in turn 2. Bucko Branham leading. Jamie Begor in car number 19 can see him, but he's running out of time, and there's not much of a chance that he's going to be able to chase down that 20 car. With the laps winding down in this 2nd and final qualifier for the J&S Steel Limited Late Models. Branham's lead is a good 12 car lengths at the start-finish line, with Begor in 2nd. The 24 of Pelkey sitting in the 3rd spot. Photo in 4th. Raptoy in the 21 still limping around the racetrack, but he's had enough. He's going to take the 21 back to the garage area. Here comes Bucko Branham off the 4th turn. 2 laps to go for the Bud Light Marcia Holmes Precision Auto Collision Center sponsored number 20. Branham continues to lead by 10 to 12 car lengths over Jamie Begor, who has the Begor Supply Vancor Fuels Connor Sandpit Huntley Trucking number 19 in that 2nd spot. And then the 24, the Protect Seal Coating car for Keith Pelkey working in 3rd. The white flag is out. Final time in qualifying for the J&S Steel Limited Late Models. As point leader, Bucko Branham, who has 4 wins on the season, more than anybody else in the division, is on his way to victory in qualifier number 2. Here he comes off the 4th turn, checkered flag in hand, and it goes to car number 20 and Bucko Branham. Jamie Begor finishes in 2nd. 3rd will be the 24 of Pelkey. Martin Photo in car number 10 finishes in the 4th spot, and 5th will be Casey St. Clair in the number 56. From the back of the pack, top 4 will pick up handicap and start in the top 12 for the feature event, so you want to be in the top 4. Here comes the field off of turn number 4 to the green flag. Michel Vienne works the inside line, the 1 New York of Atkins. Oh, look out, the 44 pushes in turn number 2. Everything boxes up. And Gardner Stone in the X1 goes around, coming off of turn number 2. That's going to bring out a Gardner back at Airborne on board the X1, starting shotgun in this first qualifier. Ready to run again, did not complete a lap, so a complete restart, green flag. They work into turns 1 and 2. Much better start this time for Greg Atkins on the outside, as he's going to hang with Michel Vienne down the backstretch as they run wheel to wheel for the lead going to turns 3 and 4. Michel's down the inside. Greg Atkins trying to take the lead off turn number 4. He's got it. That's a good run by Atkins on the top of the racetrack to the lead. Michel Vienne runs 2nd. Here comes Andy Haywood throwing the inside. Haywood had a problem with an oil line last week with that number 80 machine. Keep an eye on that 3-car battle down the backstretch going to 3. McGrail on the 10 had to back out of it, but Patrick Dupree wasn't backing out on the top of the racetrack. He's to 5th and now 4th along the front stretch. Patrick Dupree hustling his way into the 4th position, moved underneath the 44 of Alain Fournier into that 4th spot. Haywood running at 3rd, talked about how he had an oil line problem in qualifying last week, rallied from near dead last at the start of the feature event to finish in 8th, and had a very fast car last week, but had to charge through the field to get to that 8th place position. The leader is Greg Atkins, and he is extending the lead over Michel Vienne in the M25. The 80 of Andy Haywood works in 3rd. Then it is the pistol Patrick Dupree running in the 4th spot. Then a gap back to 5th and Alain Fournier. The 10 of Patrice McGrail running in the 6th position. Remember, you're not in the top 4. You're coming from deep in the field. And right now, that's the position that Patrice McGrail is going to be in, because he is in the 6th spot. He's going to have to get to the top 4, or else he is going to be starting from well beyond the 12th position. Halfway in the first qualifier, Pat Dupree trying to move underneath the 80 of Andy Haywood. Dupree, who has 1 victory on the season, 7th place in the points. This late in the season, it's been a long time since we've seen him that far behind in the point standings. He is up to 3rd. Andy Haywood is in 4th. Pat McGrail has moved to the 5th position. He's running out of laps, though. He's going to have to charge quickly and run down the 80 of Andy Haywood. But you could see him close the gap very fast that time into turns 3 and 4. 7 laps complete. Here's Greg Atkins off of turn number 2. He's got a big lead out front. Made a real good power move through turns 3 and 4 on the opening lap to take the lead, and then has been driving away from Michel Vienne. The 24 of Pat Dupree is trying to negotiate a way around the M25, who is in second with 2 laps to go. Here comes Dupree looking down to the inside line. Vienne in the M25 lights up the right rear tire, trying to hang on to that second spot, but Dupree is able to shoot past going to turn number 3. Patrick Dupree goes to the second spot. Michel Vienne running in third. Fourth is Andy Haywood, but on the back bumper is Lieutenant McGrail. Oh, Michel Vienne's in trouble. Vienne is going to limp back to the garage area. That puts McGrail into a qualified position now in fourth. Here comes your winner off of turn number 4. It's going to be Greg Atkins in the 1 New York. Nice job by Atkins. Second will go to Patrick Dupree. Third to Andy Haywood. Fourth to Pat McGrail. Finishing in fifth is Alain Fournier. Sixth is Gardner Stone. Has 1 win this season on board the B3. 7 machines ready to run. Qualifier number 2. Top 4 to pick up handicap. They'll start inside the top 12, come to the feature event. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag. Roger Lebreche in the overlay vehicle graphics number 100 takes the lead from the outside of row number 1. Craig Riel runs in the second spot. A wheel to wheel for third. 3 cars battling for the 5th spot as well. It's a 34 of Foley on the outside going to the 5th position as the battle for 4th goes to the 3rd, I should say, goes to Andy Lindemann in the 3. Chris K.A. works in the 4th spot, but here comes Foley on the inside. George Foley, 3-time winner in the 34, a former track champion, goes to the 4th spot. Chris K.A. works in 5th. 6th is the B3 of Aaron Bartamy. And then it's Max Vienne right now in the 25 at the back of the pack. Roger Lebreche in the number 100 was not here last week. A couple of weeks ago, had problems in his qualifier and ended up starting at the rear of the field in the feature event. But we have seen this before. He has smoked the field at times in qualifying action. And with handicap, he should be starting near the front. That's a car that is capable of winning, just hasn't put it together in a feature event in that 100. Good battle for second. Here comes the 3 of Lindemann on the outside, trying to take second away as Max Vienne heads back to the garage area, as both Vienne machines end up having troubles in their qualifiers. Andy Lindemann around the outside of Craig Riel. He'll go to the 2nd spot. Here comes George Foley on the outside. He'll try to take 3rd away from Craig, and he will do so off of turn number 2. Craig Riel now back to 4th with the CO2. Chris K.A. coming after him next. K.A. looks to the outside and turns 3 and 4. Halfway in qualifier number 2. It's Roger Lebreche in the number 100. Andy Lindemann in the 3 car. George Foley sizing him up over in turn number 2. Looks to the inside down the backstretch. Lindemann will hold him off for now. They go to turns 3 and 4. Foley had to back out of it as the inside line was taken away by Lindemann through the 4th turn. Lindemann holds on to 2nd. Foley works in 3rd. 4th is K.A. Aaron Bartamy around the outside of Craig Riel for the 5th spot. Riel all the way back to 6th. Out front, it's the number 100 of Roger Lebreche. He's got a lead of half the front stretch over the 3 of Andy Lindemann. Foley continues to work in 3rd. Chris K.A. in that 4th spot. Good battle back on for the 2nd position. Lindemann in the 3 trying to hold on as they run wheel to wheel down the backstretch going to the 3rd turn. Here comes Foley through on the inside line. George Foley's going to take the 2nd spot. 3-time winner goes to the 2nd position with less than 2 laps remaining. The 100 of Roger Lebreche has slowed, and now Foley trying to chase him down. It looked like this was not going to be much of a race with Lebreche having half a front stretch lead, but that 100 is definitely off the pace, and Foley's chasing him down to the white flag. George Foley may have a play to win in this 2nd qualifier. Off of turn number 2. It's a 3-car length disadvantage as they go to turn number 3. Can Lebreche hold on for the win? Foley goes to the top in turn number 4. Here they come down the front stretch. Checkered flag. It is Lebreche in the 100. Foley is 2nd. 3rd is Lindemann. 4th is K.A. 5th, service 78. That's Vince Quinville. Shotgun on the field. Point leader, G-Stone Motors from Middlebury, Vermont. It's the 1X for Todd Stone. 7 cars, green flag. The 76 of Mike Wells moved down to the end zone. Oh, Chris Vernal, the 97. That car didn't want to turn left. 3 wide down the backstretch off of 2. Adam Bartamy's on the inside. Mike Wells is in the middle. Vince Quinville in the 78 works the rim on the outside, right towards the wall off turn number 4. 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. Vince Quinville in the 78, as fast as we've seen him all year last Saturday night. He finished in the 2nd spot. Perhaps they have found something with that number 78 machine because he is on the hammer and working off of turn number 4, chasing down the 0-2 of Mike Riel. Vince Quinville in the 2nd spot, works the top of the track. Adam Bartamy works down on the inside. The 76 of Mike Wells, man, he is busy inside the cockpit of that number 76 machine, trying to hang on to 4th, and he's going to have his hands full with the 1X of Todd Stone right off of his back bumper. The point leader sits in the 5th spot. He needs to get into the top 4 to pick up handicap. Oh, the 0-2 pushed badly that time off of turn number 2. The 78 of Quinville had to get on the binders. That broke all of his momentum. And in the mix as well as Adam Bartamy in the X Machine as he works in 3rd. Mike Riel in his 0-2 is the leader. The 78 of Vince Quinville runs in the 2nd spot. 3rd is the X of Adam Bartamy. 4th is Todd Stone. With the G-Stone Motors 1X, here's Leon Gagnon making a move to the inside of Mike Wells to take the 5th spot away. Battle for the lead out front. Here comes Vince Quinville. He's got the lead of the line as we're halfway. Halfway in the 3rd qualifier, and the lead goes to Vince Quinville in the 78. Here comes the X of Adam Bartamy on the outside. Bartamy works around the outside of the 0-2 of Mike Riel. He's trying to take the 2nd spot, and he will. Todd Stone's going to follow that line on the outside as everybody tries to move past in the top 4 now. Past the 0-2 of Mike Riel. He's hanging on to 3rd for now, but he's got Stone. Now, Stone gets a piece of the bunker as he gets the right side tires off down the backstretch, trying to hang on to that 4th spot. Oh, Leon Gagnon with a 4 spins, and that is going to bring out a yellow flag. Right side tires into the bunker. Then it's Mike Wells in the 76 and Gagnon in the 4 machine. All right, here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag. Field racing off into turns 1 and 2. Chris Vernal, the 97, started this qualifier, but he ended up going back to the garage area, so that's the car that right now is out of the mix, as Todd Stone was able to move past Mike Riel to grab the 3rd spot. Riel falls back to 4th, and Mike Wells sees that 0-2 car right in front of him, try to get into the 4th position to see if he could pick up handicap. If he could do that, he certainly would start towards the front of the field come feature time, but he's going to have to get past that 0-2 in order to do it. Vince Quinville has the lead by 4 car lengths out front with 2 laps to go. 2 to go for the 78 of Quinville. Then it's the X of Adam Bartamy running in the 2nd spot. The 1X of Todd Stone works 3rd. The 0-2 of Mike Riel holding on to the 4th spot. Here comes Leon Gagnon trying to move to the inside of the 76 of Mike Wells. He'll grab that 5th spot. White flag. 1 lap to go for Vince Quinville in the 78. Quinville leading by 4 still off of turn number 2 as they work down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Quinville works a middle line through the turn. Here he comes down the front stretch. Checkered flag is out for the Brandon, Vermont driver, Vince Quinville. Adam Bartamy is 2nd. Todd Stone is 3rd. 4th is Mike Riel. Leon. Believe me, there's a bunch of drivers in this division whose ears really perked up when they heard about that 42-inch TV that they could pick up by leading at the halfway point next week. Here they come off 4 to the green flag, the first qualifier for the Renegades. It's Andrew Bordeaux in the 08 leading. Here comes the 44 of Tyler Terry around the 44N of Brandon Nolan. As they part the 44N left and right, it's Booten in the 23 on the inside, the 11 of Rabtoy on the outside, as the 44N continues to slide backwards through the field. Larry Underwood in the 37 is into the 5th position. Mark Karen in car number 5, Jason McClatchy in car number 70. Also moving past the 44N. The 70 of McClatchy, remember, won for the 3rd time last Saturday night. And right now he is in the 6th spot. A lot of parity in this division. A lot of good close racing as well for these drivers. And next week, as we said, they'll be running 100 laps. They'll run 50 laps. And then have a halftime, if you will, and the crews will be able to refuel these cars. They'll be able to make adjustments to these race cars as well, and then they'll run the final 50 laps to determine the winner. And again, $1,000. That's a big cash payout for this division. Next Saturday night, they'll be headlining the card with a 100-lap feature event for the Key RD Trailer Sales Renegades. And if you're a regular here at the racetrack, you know the type of competition that these guys have. A lot of good side-by-side clean racing in this division. Andrew Bordeaux is leading the way with the 08. Running in the 2nd spot, it's the 11 of Lance Raptoy on the outside. Tyler Terry in car number 44 works in the 3rd position. Then it's the 23 of John Booten. Top 5 will pick up handicap for the feature event. Side-by-side racing for that 5th spot. In car number 70 is Jason McClatchy trying to get to that 5th position. As they work off the 4th turn, he's got Larry Underwood on the outside. The 23 of John Booten had a bit of a rough ride that time off of turn number 4. Really drifted high towards the wall off the 4th turn, but was able to get it pointed straight along the front stretch and hang on to 4th for now. But McClatchy is closing in pretty quick. McClatchy right onto the back bumper, the 23 into turn number 4. The leader is Andrew Bordeaux. He's got the Vacuum City 08 leading by 2 car lengths over the Culligan number 11 of Lance Raptoy. Then it's 3 car lengths back to the Brookfield Excavation 44 of Tyler Terry. Then the 23 Booten working in that 4th position. McClatchy runs in 5th. And right behind him is Larry Underwood in car number 37. 1 lap to go in the first qualifier for the Renegade Division. Lance Raptoy looks down to the inside off turn number 2. Gaining momentum down the backstretch. Trying to get the nose underneath as they work to the 3rd turn. Bordeaux trying to hold on for the win, but here comes Raptoy down to the inside. Off of turn number 4 will be a drag race for the win. Down the stretch they come to the line. They touch along the front stretch. Bordeaux holds on for the win. The 11 of Raptoy finishes in the 2nd spot. 3rd was the 14, the Freihofer-sponsored car from West Chazy. That is Joe Warren. 2nd place point man is Joe. And starting shotgun on the field, first time out in 2012, that is Josh Allen in car number 10. Here's the field, off of 4 along the front stretch, green flag. 17 of Richie Turner trying to take the lead from the outside off of turn number 2, and he's got his nose out in front. Richie Turner in the 17 car has the lead down the backstretch going to the 3rd turn. Jimmy Vernal trying to stick right with him on the inside. The 10 of Josh Allen billowing smoke out of the back of that car. And the black flag is going to be out for car number 10 of Josh Allen. Side by side battle for the lead. Jimmy Vernal in the 07 pushes a little bit over in turn number 2. The 17 goes right to the top of the track anyways down the backstretch. Big Daddy Don Franklin is also in the mix. You got a 3-car battle for the lead. The 07, the 17, and the 69 off of turn number 4. Down to the wire, it is the 17 of Richie Turner still hanging on the lead by a few feet. Varno's 07, the 17 of Turner. It is still Turner getting momentum off the top of the racetrack, down the backstretch going to the 3rd turn. The 07 of Varno trying to come right back after him on the inside. The 69 of Don Franklin following and trying to decide what line he might want to choose, but it's just a seesaw battle for the lead. The 07 will take the lead on the inside in 1 and 2. Then the 17 comes back after him on the outside, takes the lead back. They go back and forth for the lead. The 69 of Franklin still in 3rd. Running in the 4th spot, Ryan Booten in car number 28. And the 5th place position right now is Rick Donor in car number 1. Top 5 cars will pick up handicap, so you want to get into a top 5 position. And right now, 2nd place point man Joe Warren is stuck in 6th. Vern Woodard in the 73 is at his door, although Woodard just kicked up some of the sand that's in the trap on the backstretch. Off of the 4th turn, still leading, it is Richie Turner in 17. He's finished the pass of Jimmy Varno. He can work wherever he wants to on the racetrack now. Varno in the 2nd spot, still under attack, as now the 69 of Don Franklin is trying to grab the spot away. The 07 of Varno hanging on to 2nd for now. The 69 of Franklin coming after him. Ryan Booten's number 28 works in the 3rd position with 2 laps to go. Rick Donor in car number 1 hanging on to 5th, but right on his back bumper is car number 13 of Joe Warren. Off of turn number 2, the 1 car of Donor trying to get to the inside of car number 28. You've got a good battle for that 5th position. Top 5 will pick up handicap. White flag is out, as the leader is the 17 of Richie Turner. Side by side racing for 2nd. Keep an eye on that battle for 2nd, and now a good race for 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's the 1 of Donor and the 28 of Booten and the 13 of Joe Warren. The winner is going to be Richie Turner in car 17, but for the rest of the field, it's still to be decided. Here they come down the front stretch. Checkered flag is out. Just about dead even between the 07 and then it's the H2O for Milton's Rob Gordon. And shotgun on the field, there is the Junk is Beautiful number 2 from Clayburgh. That would be Metal Man. Here they come. Green flag is out. 7 cars running 3rd qualifier. It's Brian Crist in the number 98, the 357 of Kurt Seymour, the 43 of Josh Terry. The 98 and the 357 still looking for their first feature win of 2012. Perhaps they'll get it tonight. That 43 car has a win under his belt this season. The 22 of Rob Favreau working to the outside, side-by-side racing for the first 6 spots. Rob Gordon still loves the top of the racetrack, and he's more so than anybody else in this division. Watch the H2O when he works through 1 and 2. Takes it right up to the top of the track and then just slingshots right around the top of the racetrack using the progressive banking. How about 3 cars racing for the lead? Josh Terry's down on the inside line. Brian Crist through the middle. The 357 of Curtis Seymour right there on the outside line. He'll take the lead off turn number 2. Side-by-side racing through the field all the way back to the 6th position. On the outside of the front row, the 357 of Curtis Seymour showing the way off turn number 4. He's got the lead. Brian Crist runs in the 2nd spot. Rob Favreau working in 3rd. Josh Terry's in the mix of the 43. The 98 working a middle line off 2. The 43 trying to boogie down on the inside line but can't quite get there. Didn't have the bite off turn number 2. The 357 of Seymour leading. The 22 of Favreau is up top. And down on the inside, it's the 98 of Brian Crist. At the line, it was Crist for the second spot by about a foot. The 22 of Rob Favreau trying to grab second off of turn number 2. See the 98 fishtail a little bit. That allows the 22 to get a good run and take second. Here comes the 43. Oh, there might have been some contact. Hang on to it, Brian Crist. Right to the top of the racetrack in turn number 4. A good save by Brian Crist, but it's going to cost him a number of spots. There was a little tap from the 43 on the left rear of Brian Crist in the 98. That upset the apple cart, and he goes from running in the 3rd spot now all the way back to the 6th position. The 357 of Curtis Seymour shows the way by a car length. Rob Favreau trying to chase him down. Then it's 3 car lengths back to the 43 of Terry, who is sideways off 4. Side-by-side racing for 4th between 2 Vermont drivers, the booted number 25 and the H2O of Rob Gordon. And it is Brian Crist in the 98 right now in that 6th spot. He needs to get to the top 5 to pick up handicap. Kevin Booten trying to move to the inside of the 43 of Josh Terry off the 4th turn. White flag is out, and Rob Favreau is in the mix. Favreau on the inside for the lead. Sticks his nose out in front in turn number 2. The 357 comes back after him on the outside. Kevin Booten has gone to 3rd in car number 25. He's there as well. It's going to be a race down to the wire. The 22 of Favreau appears to work towards the top of the track off turn number 4, breaks the momentum, and he's going to win it. Booten goes to 2nd, 357 3rd, 4th to the H2O, 5th to
54, that is Jason Crist. Final row on the field here in qualifier number 1. Chad Collins sets a slow pace off of turn number 4. He sees the green and he says, now it's time to go. Green flag is out. He left Austin LaGrave standing at the altar as they look to part him left and right. Woodward runs out of room on the top of the track as they're 3 wide down the backstretch. Running around the 07 of LaGrave. Chad Collins is the leader. Rob Clark moves through on the inside to 2nd. Johnny Bradley moving through the middle to 3rd. Josh Laporte's moving on the inside as well. Laporte and Bradley side by side for the 3 spot. Laporte motors through down on the inside. Battle for the lead is now side by side down the backstretch. Into turn number 3. Clark on the inside. Collins on the top of the track. Clark looks him in the eye and goes right on by down on the inside. The inside line is moving. Laporte moves through as well. Bradley and Crist battle side by side for the 4th spot. Throw Collins in the mix now as they look to run by him down on the inside. The leader's Rob Clark. 2nd is Josh Laporte. 3-car battle for the 3 spot. Collins on the top. Bradley in the middle. Crist was down on the inside. Now he takes the spot away. Halfway. Rob Clark is the leader, but for how long? As it seems like Laporte is cutting into that advantage that has been built up by Rob Clark. As they work off of turn number 4 this time, popsicle sticks are out for the 14 of Rob Clark. Laporte is 2nd, 3rd is Jason Crist, 4th is Johnny Bradley, 5th is Chad Collins, 6th is Jimmy Collins, 7th is Malcolm Woodward, 8th is Jay LaGrave, 9th is Heath Baker as he takes it off of turn number 2, and Austin LaGrave is 10th. White flag is out this time by for Rob Clark with a mirror full of Josh Laporte. Laporte sticks the nose down on the inside. Can he make it work? No, he pushes in turn number 2. Doesn't get it to stick in turn number 2. Clark remains the leader. Into turn number 3. Clark's got a car link. Now almost right on the back bumper is Laporte off of turn number 4. The winner of the heat race is going to be the 14 of Rob Clark. Josh Laporte is 2nd. 3rd is Crist in the 54. Bradley is 4th. And rounding out the top 5 is the 22 of Chad Collins. Amber Turner. 3 rows back on the inside. The 3 is Rob Signs, outside Signs. And the 41, that's Tim LaFountain. 4 rows back on the inside from Morrisonville. The 02 is Eric Rial. Outside the 6 is Ty Drown. Final row on the field. The 27 is Adam Stickle. The 47 is Eric Sales. Green flag is out in qualifier number 2. And the early leader right now is the 13 of Josh Lavarnway down on the inside. Scott Richner in the 21 doesn't go away, though. He's trying to battle on the top of the track. But that car may have been cooked last week.
We may have a contender for the passing flag. You haven't set a passing flag yet, have you?
We have not, and that is who I picked.
Uh-oh.
Lavarnway is the leader. 2nd is the 21. That is the Baconator car for Scott Richner. Adam Stickle in the number 27 isn't going to stay out there, so he won't be the first car.
The passing flag idea.
Yeah, he would have had it, though. Side by side for the number 3 spot, the 6 of Ty Drowns running to the outside. It seems to be pretty successful for him, although he bobbled a little bit out of turn number 1. He rockets down the backstretch and dices in and out of traffic. The 15 of Mark Osier takes it back to the pits. Chief starter Butch Henry, he was reaching for that passing flag, as I think they were going to give it to the 15. However, he took the right turn. Lavarnway is the leader. Eric Sales is on the move in the 47. He's now up to the 4 spot. The 21 of Richner is putting on the top of the track. That can't be good.
Made it sound like he's playing golf.
Well, he's not playing
putting?
golf, but that car is going putt, putt, putt.
Oh, I see. Now I know what you mean.
And Butch is pointing and telling him to turn right.
I think he had that idea in mind.
Yes, he did. However, this week, the car's not on fire, so that's fortunate news for Scott
Better
Richner.
week. It's already a better week.
White flag is out this time by for Josh Lavarnway. Lavarnway took the lead on lap number 1 and has not looked back since. Sales in the 47 worked from dead last up to 3rd so far. Don't think he's going to get another spot here in the final 2 corners. Josh Lavarnway wins it. Ty Drown is 2nd. 3rd is the 47 of Eric Sales. 4th, Timmy LaFountain. 5th will be Eric Riel. That's the final qualifying spot. Rob Sines was 6th, and 7th was Amber Turner. Joe Daniels, the front row. Very slow pace. As they now get on it in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Down the front stretch. Green. Flag is out. Lozier in the number 28 takes the lead down on the inside, makes it with a smooth ride through turn number 2, heads down the backstretch into turn number 3. He is the leader. Little Joe is 2nd. Bobby Therian is 3rd, and 4th is Jake Branham. Nick Haywood in the 29 looks to move through down on the inside for the 4th spot. Nick Haywood in the 29 being pressured by the Gayoso Wine and Spirits number 33 of Travis Bruno, as Bruno looks to the top of the racetrack for the 5th spot. Side by side for the 5th spot, trying to crack the top 5 is the 33 of Travis Bruno. Bruno in the 33. Trying to make it work on the outside, but the 1 of Branham pushes up, and that allows Nick Haywood in the 29 to move through down on the inside. They work through turns 3 and 4. Haywood in the Budweiser number 29 moves through down on the inside. He is now 4th, and his eyes are on the Marcia Holmes number 20 being driven tonight by Bobby Therian. Therian tries to keep that Marcia Holmes number 20 down to the inside of the track. When he goes down the backstretch again, he's keeping it down to the inside. It just doesn't seem like it's as fast as it was in the qualifier.
Well, he's had a tougher time in turn 2. Turn 2, the last couple laps have not been kind to that number 20 machine. Better run that time through the 2nd turn.
There goes Mueller.
Mueller's in trouble.
Mueller vaults off the top of turn number 2. Stays in it, though, and we remain under green. Lonnie Rivers in the R7 has been running down on the inside line, trying to get around the Huntley Trucking number 1. Now he's got a line down on the inside if he can make it stick going into turn number 3. Branham shuts the door in the number 1. Rivers can't get by. Lozier, very impressive thus far. And at Lozier Masonry number 28, he is the leader. Little Joe feeling all kinds of pressure right now by Bobby Therian, who sticks the nose down to the inside through corners 3 and 4. Therian down on the inside, tries to move through. He does. Therian into the 2nd spot. Nick Haywood tries to stay right on the back bumper of Therian to move through down on the inside. He struggles a little bit, though, in turn number 2 as Little Joe comes down to the inside. Little Joe is 3rd. 4th is Nick Haywood. Jake Branham is 5th. 6th is the 33 of Travis Bruno. 7th is Lonnie Rivers. He's been bogged down on the inside. 8th is the 99 of Sebastian Fournier. 9th, the 7 of Cody Aubin. Jesse Mueller sits 10th. 11th is John Michael Brissett in the 14. 12th is Jimmy Introne. 13th is Speedy Brissett. And the 17 of Jeff McCormick can see them all.
Well, there has been a lot of really good racing with Jake Branham, Lonnie Rivers, and Travis Bruno. They've been running almost 3 wide at times around the racetrack, and Sebastian Fournier is right behind them. But that's a great battle that's been going on for the 5th position.
Lozier at the halfway point. Lozier has had 10 clean laps through turn number 2. That may be a new record for him.
But Bobby Therian is chasing him down. He's close to within 2 or 3 car lengths.
Therian in the Marcia Holmes number 20 is doing all he can to run down that Lozier Masonry number 28. And you can tell he's cutting into the lead. Lonnie Rivers in the R7 and the 33 of Travis Bruno still having trouble finding a way by the trolling Tina Charters number 1 of Jake Branham, as Branham is now running up on the west side aisle 46 of Little Joe Daniels. They work side by side to the 33 and the R7 of Lonnie Rivers as Jeff McCormick takes it back to the pits. Out front, the 28 of Lozier, now with the 20 right on his back bumper. Bobby Therian is serious about tonight's race, and he looks down to the inside in turn number 1. Lozier a little bit sideways in corner number 1 off of turn number 2. Door is open, but Bobby Therian couldn't get it to stick. Into turn number 3, Therian looks down to the inside. Lozier on the top of the track. Good run on the top for Lozier as he maintains the lead. Haywood now in the mix in the Budweiser number 29. Throw a blanket on the top 3 cars as they have run away from the field, as right now they run kind of a freight train style, but here comes Therian looking down to the inside. 5 laps to go this time by for the Lozier Masonry number 28. 5 laps to go. Lozier seems to be running a middle to second groove in that number 28. Nick Haywood vaults through down on the inside as he slingshots past the Marcia Holmes number 20 of Bobby Therian. Nick Haywood perhaps going to challenge the 28 of Eric Lozier. Lozier, that car is starting to go away from him, as here comes Nick Haywood down to the inside. Side by side down the backstretch into turn number 3. Haywood puts the nose in front. Through corners 3 and 4. Haywood pushes up a little bit. Look out, Lozier sideways. And looks like he popped the right rear. Lozier just, Nick Haywood in the 29 comes off of turn number 4. Green, flag is out. Haywood with a good run off of turn number 2. Therian, not too bad a run either. Haywood just pulls away by about 1 car length. Through turns 3 and 4. Haywood tries to make that car stick. He does, and he is opening up the gap between him and Therian. Car just not there for the 20 of Therian. Fournier's in trouble. He's in the bunker with that EFG excavation number 99. 2 laps to go for the Budweiser Warren Tire T&B Metals number 29 of Nick Haywood. Nick Haywood is the points leader in this division, and he is very strong tonight in that number 29. White flag is out for Nick Haywood. Good racing for the 4th spot between Lonnie Rivers and Little Joe Daniels. Rivers moves through down on the inside. He's looking to get to 3rd down on the inside of Jake Branham. Good run for Lonnie Rivers down on the inside. Rivers trying to race to the 3rd spot, no doubt about the winner. Nick Haywood is your winner. Bobby Therian 2nd. Travis Bruno spins it in corner number 3. 3rd is Lonnie Rivers. 4th, Jake Branham. 5th, Little Joe Daniels. 6th is Jesse Mueller. 7th, the EFG excavation number 99 for Sebastian Fournier. 8th was the 7 of Cody Aubin. 9th was the 14 of John Michael Brissett.
29, Warren Tire also on the side along with T&B Metals. He'll enjoy his 5th victory lap of the season. Bobby Therian, the Tiger driver from Thunder Road, who is from Heinsberg, Vermont, finishes in the 2nd spot. Katyville's Lonnie Rivers finishes in 3rd. So unofficially, Nick Haywood will gain 8 points on Lonnie, with Nick winning and Lonnie finishing in the 3rd spot. That's an 8-point pickup for the 29 team. That means he'll have a 19-point lead atop the point standings going into next week.
Inside the Budweiser T&B Metals Warren Tire number 29. Win number 5 on the year for Nick Haywood. He's climbing out of the car now. Let's have a nice round of applause for his 5th win of the year, Nick Haywood. Well, Nick, you had to work your way to the front, and it wasn't easy, but for a while there, it looked like the 28 was going to take it, but he eventually popped the right rear. What did you think about the race?
It was a really good race. I wanted to take my time, and the last couple weeks I've been not so patient, and I've been wrecking the car a lot. So I said to myself all week, I'm going to take my time, be patient, and I just rode and looked for the opportunities rather than tried to make them. And it was a good race all around, you know. But I got to thank my sponsors, Budweiser, RMG Enterprises, T&B Metals, Warren Tire, Peru Farm Center, AK Auto, Clipper Corner, and all my crew for all the work they do all week. They're great.
Had that 28 not had problems with the right rear in turn number 4, do you think you would have been able to get there? It seemed like the 28 was going away a little bit. Obviously, that was the right rear problem. Do you think if he would have been able to finish the race, do you think you would have been able to get to him?
Yeah, I thought we were under him. No, I don't remember. It's kind of blurry, but I think the car was coming in pretty good. It's hard to say if we would have passed him or not, but I think we would have been there. So.
All right. Well, congratulations on win number 5.
Thank you.
That's Nick Haywood. 5 wins on the year.
3 rows back, 4 rows back through the field off of turn number 4. The leader of lap number 1 is Jimmy Bushy by a foot on the inside line. Keith Pelkey trying to come back after him on the outside. Again, Bushy in car number 11 has the lead coming off turn number 2. 3 wide down the backstretch. Bigor starting to thread the needle, then backed out of it. Wise move as that hole closed up with a 24. Trying to come back down in front. The inside line is rolling. Robin Wood in car number 61 trying to get through as Pelkey in the 24 is starting to back up the outside line. Bigor is boxed. He's got Branham down on his inside. Then the 61 of Wood down on the inside as well. And right in front of him is that 24 of Pelkey. Here comes Sean Duquette for the lead. Duquette in car number 18 trying to take the lead along the front stretch. Bushy hangs on for that lap. Sean Duquette in the 18 car trying to take the lead away from Jimmy Bushy off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch, Bushy has the lead going to 3. Duquette trying to draw back into the inside line, and he is going to have the lead off of turn number 4. Will he still have it at the line? Down to the line they race. It is Duquette leading. Jimmy Bushy is in second. Robin Wood is third. Fourth is the 20 of Bucko Branham. Jamie Bigor, who was snookered on the outside line behind Keith Pelkey, eventually moved down to the inside behind Branham, so that inside line could move. That was the line that was moving, and that's the only move that Bigor could make as he was stuck on the outside behind Pelkey's number 24. Sean Duquette is leading. Robin Wood is second. Battle for third. Jimmy Bushy's on the outside. Bucko Branham is down on the inside, and Branham has the third spot going to the third turn. Jamie Bigor in car number 19 trying to latch onto that back bumper and chase that fourth spot and take it away from Bushy. It looks like he's going to be able to do it. Going to turns 1 and 2. Bigor works through on the inside line. Bushy still on the top of the racetrack in car number 11, sliding back. Robin Wood in the 61, eyeing a move for the lead. Sean Duquette's number 18 was loose in his qualifier in turns 2 and 4. Robin Wood sizing up now for the lead. Duquette in the 18 working the middle of the track. Now goes to the top off turn number 2. Robin Wood trying to get underneath down the backstretch. Did not have enough momentum built up just yet. Bucko Branham also closing in. He is in the third position. Top 3 cars charging towards the front of the field. It's Duquette in the 18, the 61 of Robin Wood, the 20 of Bucko Branham. Jamie Bigor trying to get back in the mix as well. Side by side racing for the lead. The 61 of Robin Wood on the inside. The 18 of Sean Duquette works through the middle. Then it's Branham right behind them racing in that 20 car. He sits third on the racetrack. Still Duquette leading at the line. Robin Wood lap by lap inching his way further underneath that door towards the front of car number 18. Trying to draw even down the backstretch going to turn number 3. Duquette still has the lead going to the fourth turn. Robin Wood trying to come through on the inside. Drag race for the lead at the line. It's Robin Wood leading. Robin Wood has the lead. Sean Duquette trying to come back after him on the outside. He's got a good run off of turn number 2. Gets the right side tire off on the backstretch. Gets right back on. Stays in it. Almost even going to turn number 4. Now Robin Wood coming through on the inside line. Wood still leading at the line, but it's by about 4 feet. Bucko Branham in car number 20 with a little bobble in turn number 2. Now goes to the top of the racetrack as they're just about even racing for the lead again. Robin Wood continues to work on the inside. Sean Duquette on the outside has just about tied things back up as they race to the line. It's Robin Wood by 3 feet. Duquette on the outside in turn number 2. Again, we'll try to race even back to the third turn. It was a good run off of 2 that time for Robin Wood. He gained ground down the backstretch, trying to finish the pass. Here they come off of turn number 4, down to the line, and Robin Wood, he will be able to finish the pass. Perhaps no, Duquette still trying to hang with him on the outside, trying to come back after him on the outside line now. Bucko Branham still working in the third spot. Behind Branham by a car length is Jamie Bigor in the number 19 car. Duquette again coming back after him on the outside line, takes it right up towards the wall. Robin Wood down to the stripe. He has room. He can move that car wherever he wants to, but he's happy to keep it down on the inside line. Duquette in car number 18 putting up a good fight on the outside, but that fight is now surrendered. As he pulls down to the inside, he's going to follow Robin Wood around a couple of laps down on that inside line. Bucko Branham in car number 20 works in third. Branham is now on the back bumper of the 18 car in 1 and 2. 15 laps complete in this one. Not one yellow flag yet displayed in the 25-lap feature event for the J&S Steel Limited Late Models. Robin Wood leads. Sean Duquette runs in that second spot. Bucko Branham trying to come after him now for the second position on the inside. As they battle for second, Robin Wood starts to check out. The 61 of Wood pulling away from the battle for second between Branham in the 20 and Duquette in the 18 car. Right behind that battle for second is Jamie Begor, who is in the 4th position. 5th is Jimmy Bushy in car number 11. 6th is Danny Sullivan. 7th is Keith Pelkey. 8th is Fred Lagoy. 9th is Dave Rabtoy. Running in 10th is Brandon Atkins. Running in 11th is Martin Foto. 12th is the 35 of Brian McGinley. 13th is Chris Frenier's 93. And 14th is Casey St. Clair in the 56. Here comes Jamie Begor trying to get to the second spot perhaps. The battle for second. Branham in car number 20 down to the inside. Begor had the nose underneath the 20 car. He came back down. Oh, look out as they mix it up over in turn number 2. Begor comes through to the inside for second. Here comes Duquette back after him. Branham's on it in car number 20. Begor's moved to the second spot. Robin Wood is the leader. Branham takes it right up to the wall off turn number 4. They race into turn number 1. Branham dives back down to the inside line. Begor in car number 19 leads them down the backstretch for that second spot. Duquette has fallen back to the 4th position. Begor running in second. Branham running in third. Branham coming back after him on the inside. Begor's car was a little sideways that time off turn number 4. Branham in car number 20. Trying to take second away from the 19 of Jamie Begor. Begor still has that second spot. Robin Wood is checking out with car number 61. Jamie Begor in car number 19 trying to grab that second position and lasso it with Bucko Branham hot on his tail. Well, look at it appears as though there's something amiss with the entire body of the 20 car, as the car seems to be pointed in one direction, and yet the shell on that car seems to be pointed in the other. Here's Sean Duquette coming back after him off of turn number 4. The leader is Robin Wood, who is approaching the back of the pack. Now Sean Duquette coming back after Bucko Branham for the 3rd position. Jamie Begor in the 19 is pulling away from the battle for 3rd. It is Robin Wood leading. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks are out for Robin Wood in the 61. Begor is in the 2nd spot. Branham running in 3rd, trying to hang on to a 3rd place finish. Then it's the 18 of Sean Duquette, who is in the 4th position. Duquette on the inside line, fishtails off turn number 2, loses ground to Branham in the battle for 3rd. Here comes your leader crossing the line with a white flag out. Robin Wood on his way to his 2nd victory of the year. Jamie Begor is in the 2nd spot. Bucko Branham at car number 20 trying to bring it home in 3rd. Sean Duquette closes in on his back bumper. Your leader is in turn number 4. Here comes Robin Wood off the 4th turn, down the front stretch. Checkered flag is out. Robin Wood wins it. Finishing in 2nd will be Jamie Begor in car number 19. 3rd is Bucko Branham in the 20. Finishing 4th is the 18 of Sean Duquette. 5th is Jimmy Bushy in car number 11. 6th to Danny Sullivan. 7th to Keith Pelkey. A close battle for 8th between Dave Rabtoy in the 21 and car number 7 of Fred Lagoy. So it's the set will close him to just 2 behind Branham. And Begor will also gain 4. He'll move to 3rd in the point standings, but will only be 5 behind Branham going into next week.
So nice job by the Rent-A-Wreck, Getty Inca Bingo, Leland's Barbershop, Precision Auto Collision Center, Lorman's Daniel sign number 61 of Robin Wood to bring the 61 home to victory lane.
Is about set to climb out of his race car. Win number 2 for the 2-time defending track champion. Here he comes out of his car now. Give a nice round of applause, everybody. This is Robin Wood. 2-time defending track champ gets his 2nd win of the season. Cold drink of water is pretty good on a night like tonight. It's a hot one. Tell me what it's like inside that driver's suit and inside this race car for 25 laps.
It's actually not that bad. It's only 25 laps. If it was a longer distance, it'd be a lot hotter. But the car was actually handling pretty decent tonight, so it makes my job a lot easier.
Talk about the race for the lead with Sean Duquette. Your car worked down on the inside. Sean's car seemed to be going away, and you were able to take advantage with the inside line.
Yeah, our car seems to like the outside line better now, but we've been trying to get it to work on the bottom because everybody seems to be up top. We've been trying different things every week, and tonight we got it pretty close. I got to thank everybody that helps me. Leland's Barbershop, Renner Rag, Gunyanga Territorial Bingo, Precision, Lorman's, Daniel Signs. I got to thank my beautiful wife, Nikki. This first time I got to tell her that. I got to thank the crew, Rudy, Erica, my dad, Tyler, and just everybody that helps me.
And the points chase between yourself and Jamie and Bucko, just 5 points unofficially now, will be the difference between the three of you going into next week. And it just seems as though week in and week out, it's a race between the three of you to try to get to the front as quickly as possible.
Yeah, there's like probably 4 or 5 really good cars that could probably be in the top 3 every week. Like I said, we've been chasing it a little bit this year. I don't know if it's the new tires or if it's the track, but we haven't been as consistent as we have in the past years. But the other 2 guys are definitely tough, so anytime we can finish in top 3 with them, it's definitely good.
Well, congratulations on win number 2. Nice job, and hopefully for you, more wins this season coming up.
Thank you.
All right, that's Robin Wood, everybody. He wins tonight. A good run on the field from Kingsbury, New York, in the number 97. That is Chris Vernal. 21 cars set to run 30 laps the distance. Here they come off for green flag. Greg Atkins from the outside of row number 1 takes the lead down the backstretch. 3 wide off turn number 2. Look at Adam Bartamy move to the inside. Roger Labreche in the 100 trying to hang on to position. Bartamy got on the binders, backed out of it. That was a wise move. The field races off turn number 4. Wheel-to-wheel racing going through the field. The leader is Atkins out front. The 02 of Mike Riel runs in second. On the outside, it's a 3 of Andy Lindemann trying to hold on to that third position. Here comes the Numen Assault, the 100 for Roger Labreche, trying to come through on the inside line to grab third away. Can't, he's fourth. The X of Adam Bartamy looks to the outside. Patrick Dupree takes it to the extreme top of the racetrack. Off turn number 2, he's going to lose 1 spot. He might lose 2, might lose 3. Todd Stone had to get on the binders as the 24 came back down the racetrack in front of the 78, and that bogged down the 1X of Stone. The leader out front is the 1 New York of Atkins. He's pulling away from Mike Riel in the 02. The 100 of Labreche runs third. Adam Bartamy in the X is now fourth. Here comes Andy Haywood in car number 80. Haywood looks down to the inside line. Had to get on the binders as the X took that line away going to turn number 3. Bartamy will run fourth. Fifth is Haywood in the 80. George Foley's marching. Foley is in the 6th position in car number 34. Patrick Dupree now down to the inside. We got a spinner in turn 1. That's Mike Wells in car number 76. He spins down into the first turn. Gets the top 5 right now, routed out by the 80 of Andy Haywood. That car has been fast. Keep an eye on him, as well as Foley on the outside of row number 3. All right, ready to run again on the restart off turn number 4, down the line. Green flag. Greg Atkins off to a good start. Adam Bartamy tries to squeeze through a hole that's not there. The 100 of Labreche was sideways off too. Look at Stone go. Stone dives down to the inside, passes the 3 of Lindemann, gets a spot, and now runs to the inside of the 24 of Patrick Dupree. The 1 of Atkins shows the way. Riel runs second. Labreche is third. Fourth is the X of Bartamy. Then it's the 80 of Andy Haywood. George Foley to the outside of Haywood as they race into the third turn. Wheel to wheel for the 5th position. They run wheel to wheel right behind them. It's the 1X of Todd Stone, then the 24 of Patrick Dupree. Haywood in the 80 almost got a piece of one of the tire barriers. He might have a tire going down. Here comes Stone to the inside, 3 wide down the backstretch. Todd Stone to the inside of Andy Haywood. He gets boxed up the racetrack. The 34 of Foley also gets around. Andy Haywood loses a couple of spots in that number 80 machine. Greg Atkins is the leader. Adam Bartamy trying to close on the 100. Had a real good run through 2. Dives down to the inside. Down the backstretch. Here comes Bartamy. Backed out of it is the 100. Labreche holds on to third. Todd Stone is the car that really seems to be moving in the G-Stone Motors 1X, but so is Foley. Foley's running right with him, lap for lap, in that number 34 car. But out front it is Greg Atkins. He is blistering the field right now with the 1 New York. He's got about a dozen car lengths on the 02 of Mike Riel. Roger Labreche hanging on to the 3rd spot with a 100. Then it is Adam Bartamy in the X trying to find a way around that 100 machine. Wheel-to-wheel racing for the 5th position. Foley has 5th. 6th right now is Todd Stone. 7th is the 24 of Patrick Dupree. 8th is Pat McGrail. 9th is Vince Quinville. Andy Haywood still sliding backwards. He's now 10th with the number 80 machine as they are running him down. I believe he might have a tire issue or some other problem with that 80. Todd Stone underneath the 34 of George Foley. Stone goes into the top 5. That 1X, the G-Stone Motors machine on a rail. Adam Bartamy's in trouble. Bartamy's in trouble on the right rear. He's got a tire that's down. He has shredded the right rear tire. It's going to bring out a yellow flag. No, it's not the right rear tire. The frame is down on the tire, producing the smoke around the racetrack, and the X is headed back. Andy Lindemann, who runs 12th in the number 3 machine. 10 laps complete, 20 laps remain. Field slow into turn number 4. Here they come off of 4 on the hammer down the front stretch. Green flag. Mike Riel, the misstep going to turn number 1 that boxed it up behind him. Quenneville in the 78. Oh, they're still boxed up. Mike Wells in the 76 punches one of the tire barriers up onto the racetrack. That's going to... And what next? Don't drop the flag.
Yeah, Bush could accidentally throw yellow.
All right, here they come off of turn number 4. We think we're going to get it back under green. We are back under green. They race off in a 1 and 2. Atkins in the 1 New York. Here comes LaBreche trying to get through on the inside and take that second spot. Wheel to wheel down the backstretch. Keep an eye on the 1 and the 34. As they also race for position, they're racing for 4th. LaBreche pinned down on the inside. Mike Riel trying to stick with him on the outside. Greg Atkins in the 1 New York trying to check out, but it's wheel to wheel racing for second. Mike Riel on the outside is going to go to the second spot. Here comes Stone flying towards that second position. He gets underneath LaBreche. George Foley trying to do the same thing. Stone to the 3rd spot off of turn number 4, looking to the inside of Mike Riel. Greg Atkins leads. Mike Riel is second. Todd Stone in the 1X trying to come through on the inside. We got a yellow flag. Yellow flag is out. Debris on the front stretch. In a pretty good chunk of it. To the halfway point. Atkins in the 1 New York. Riel in the 0-2. Ready to roll again off of turn number 4. Chief starter Butch Henry looks him over. There's the green flag. Stone trying to get to the back bumper of the 1 New York of Atkins. Riel trying to fight and hang on to that second spot. Rocking and rolling off turn number 2. Stone is underneath down the backstretch going to 3. Atkins in the 1 New York leads. Here comes the 1X of Stone through on the inside trying to grab the second spot. Down the line it is Stone by inches. Todd Stone in the second spot. Mike Riel runs in 3rd. George Foley is 4th. 5th is Patrick Dupree. Running in 6th is LaBreche, but here comes McGrail after him on the outside. Pat McGrail drives it deep into turns 3 and 4. He'll get the spot away from LaBreche in the 100, who has fallen back to the 7th spot. 8 is Vince Quenneville. 9th is the 80 of Andy Haywood. And rounding out the top 10 is Aaron Bartamy in the B3. Here comes Quenneville after the 100 of LaBreche. LaBreche will hang on to the position for now. Meanwhile, eyes to the front. It is Atkins leading by 3 car lengths over Todd Stone. Todd Stone just a tick quicker on the stopwatch that last lap. A 16.307 for Atkins, a 16.262 for Todd Stone as Atkins holds the lead at the halfway point. Stone is just a car length off the back bumper. Working off of turn number 2. Atkins lifts up that left front tire, racing down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Stone running right with him. Here comes Dupree. Patrick Dupree has moved past George Foley. Dupree through on the inside, trying to get to the 3rd spot. Foley follows him. Riel in the 0-2 had to get on the binders or make contact with the 34. That will give up the position to the 10 of McGrail. McGrail is into the top 5. But the top 2 cars have gained separation. Now it is Patrick Dupree in the 3rd spot. Can he chase them down? Certainly a yellow flag would bring Dupree right back into the mix as he is turning some of the fastest lap times. That last lap, Dupree was the fastest car on the racetrack, a 16.3 lap time for Patrick Dupree, while the leaders were in the 16.4 bracket. So Dupree is turning the fast laps around the Big A. Todd Stone trying to work to the back bumper of Atkins. Atkins does a nice job off of turn number 2. This time by, he'll put lap number 20 up on the board. 10 laps remain for Greg Atkins in the 1 New York. Atkins leads. Todd Stone running in that 2nd spot. Working in 3rd, it's the 24 of Dupree, trying to chase him down. Foley running in 4th. Pat McGrail is in the 5th position. Again, we'll check lap times. This time by, it's a 16.436 for Atkins, a 16.351 for Stone, and a 16.6 for Dupree. So now Dupree is falling off the pace. Had to push the car to get to that 3rd spot, and now he's losing ground to the top 2 cars. Atkins maintaining a 2 car length advantage. 22 laps are complete. Atkins leads by 2. Todd Stone runs in the 2nd spot. Working in 3rd is the 24 of Dupree. Running in the 4th position, Foley in the 34. The 97 of Vernal off the pace. He is headed back to the garage area. Greg Atkins lights up that right rear tire, trying to hang on and win this one. Todd Stone in the 1X, doggedly pursuing him around the racetrack. He's been within a car length a couple of times, but it's still 2 car lengths at the line. Greg Atkins in the 1 New York, looking to pull the victory tonight. Atkins leading by 2 down the backstretch as they work into turns 3 and 4. The passing flag is out for the 44 of Alain Fournier. The 1 New York of Atkins hanging on to the lead. Stone right on the back bumper as we're inside 5 laps remaining. Patrick Dupree not in the hunt on this one. A good battle for 4th between Foley and the 34 and the 10 of McGrail. McGrail goes to the outside of Foley. Keep an eye on the leaders. Atkins is going to have to get to the inside of the 44. Now the 44 goes down the inside of turn number 3. Here comes Stone looking for the lead. Fournier, will he hold down the inside? No, he pushes up the racetrack right in front of the leader. Here comes Stone. Stone to the inside. Fournier right in front of the leader. Oh, he takes it away from Atkins. Stone to the lead. Atkins in the 1 New York must be frustrated as Fournier pushed in the line right in front of the leader. Todd Stone, 2 laps to go. Off turn number 2, Todd Stone leading and pulling away. The 1X looking for his 3rd win of the year. It'd be his 2nd point counting win of the season. The 1 New York of Atkins running in the 2nd spot now. White flag is out. Patrick Dupree working in the 3rd position, trying to get around the 44 of Fournier. Then it is Foley, who is still in the 4th spot. McGrail working in 5th. Here comes your winner off of turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. Todd Stone gets the win. 2nd to Greg Atkins. 3rd it is Pat Dupree. Finishing in 4th it is George Foley. And in 5th it is the 10 for Pat McGrail. 6th it's Andy Haywood. 7th Mike Riel. 8th it was Vince Coinville. 9th Roger Labreche. 10th Leon Gagnon. 11th Aaron Barnaby. 12th Andy Lindemann. 13th.
Todd Stone takes his victory lap in the G-Stone Motors 1X. He takes advantage. And he will talk to Todd when Todd gets out of the car. Rob?
All right, Todd Stone out of his car now. Everybody give him a nice round of applause. Our point leader from Middlebury, Vermont. Wins for the 3rd time this season here at Airborne. 2nd Saturday night point counting event win. He also won earlier this season in the 358 Dirt Car Modified Asphalt Series. He congratulates the 2nd and 3rd place finishers. Now he'll come back down here, gets a cold drink of water. And I thought, watching you now through the season, typically a lot of patience that you show on your part through the 30-lap feature event races. I thought you were a little bit more after it right from the drop of the green flag and maybe a little bit more aggressive than you have been at times this year.
Well, actually, we got the car handling a little bit better. So when you got the car handling better, it's time to go. I've had some great guys helping me. Got Lou Sisconi is up from Pennsylvania. I got Rick from RPM helping, my crew chief Jeff, and my whole team. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here tonight, and I want to thank them very much for everything.
Talk about the battle for the lead. You followed Greg Atkins for a number of laps, and then it seemed as though there was a lap car that kind of played a factor in that. But when it was time to punch the ticket and find the hole, you were able to do it. Talk about the win, the passing win and the passing move that you made.
Well, you know, he had a fast car. I didn't know if I was going to get around him, but I lost one earlier in the year because of a lap car. It always seems to come back to you, but, you know, I'll take a win whenever I can get a win.
Well, again, the car was stout, and you talked about some of the changes and the crew working on it. You've got such a good crew back there. And every time you're here in Victory Lane, you always give them credit. But Todd Stone, you've got a great season going for you, and with the competition in this field, you got to feel pretty good overall about the big picture and where you are in 2012 here at Airborne.
You know, we do feel good, but you can't slide. I mean, you got to keep working and digging because you have 2 bad weeks and you're behind. So
we got to make the best of it. Every race, I don't know how many races are left, but we're going to do the best we can.
Well, congratulations on getting your third win of the year here.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight.
All right, that's Todd Stone, everybody. He's from Middlebury, Vermont. He wins for the third time this season. To run. Here they come off of turn number 4. 25 laps for the Renegades. The green flag is out. Andrew Bordeaux from the outside of the front row trying to take the lead in turn number 2. Down the backstretch they race side by side, racing right on through the field, all the way to the back of the pack just about. And Bordeaux has the lead. Well, he's going to lead lap number 1. The first provision has been met. He's the leader. Side by side race. How about 3 wide? Lance Raptoy's on the inside. Oh man, they are bumping and banging. The one of Rick Donner's getting slammed around like a midget wrestler in the middle of a WWE match. The 70 of Jason McClatchy is sliding backwards through the field. The 25 of Kevin Booten's down on the inside. You've got the 70 of McClatchy trying to slide through the middle. And the 37 of Larry Underwood is on the outside line. Andrew Bordeaux in the 08 leads by 2. The 357 of Curtis Seymour is coming after him on the outside. The 07 of Jimmy Vernal running in the 3rd spot. The 69 of the Big Daddy, Don Franklin, is on the top of the racetrack. He is working in the 4th position. Then you've got car 17. That is Richie Turner, who is in the 5th spot. Tyler Terry in number 44 is looking to move on the outside as well. There's a car that certainly is capable of winning. We've seen him win earlier this year with that 44. But it is Andrew Bordeaux leading by 3 car lengths off of turn number 4, hoping that every lap stays green. Seymour in the 357 runs second. Jimmy Varno is on the inside. He's got Don Franklin at his door trying to take third away. Side-by-side racing as the 357 seemed to come back to the 07 of Varno a little bit. That backed up the outside line. Curtis Seymour seemed to slow that lap along the backstretch. The 07 of Jimmy Varno trying to come back underneath. He will. The 357 is off the pace. The 69 of Franklin now boxed and eat the meat in a sandwich. And oh, look out, they're mixing it up over at turn number 3. Everything's okay though. 3 wide, 4 wide racing. The 357's in trouble. If you're stuck behind the 357, you're going to the back. Oh, Booten, the point leader's into the infield. He appeared to be hooked with the 37 of Larry Underwood as it boxed up behind. Rounds out the top 10. Jay McClatchy is in the 11th spot. 12th is Kurt Seymour. 13th is car 13 and Joe Warren. As they're ready to run again off of turn number 4 down the front stretch. 6 complete on our way to 25. Green flag. Bordeaux in the 08 leading off turn number 2. Richie Turner trying to get underneath the 07 down the backstretch as they work to turn number 3. Turner drives it deep into the turn, but the 07 has the position for second right now. Let's see if Turner can get it to stick off of 4 down on the inside. He's there on the inside of the 07 for second. Varno was still second at the line. But it's Richie Turner coming through off of the second turn for that second spot. Richie Turner has been running now for 3 or 4 weeks in the Renegade division. He's to the second position. Varno in the 07 working in third. Trying to come through on the inside lines. John Booten in car number 23. Varno in the 07 perhaps ducking down to the inside. Can he get that line? No, he wants to stay up top. That's where he thinks his car is faster. The 23 of John Booten trying to dial in the inside line, as that line is the one that can move if you can get your car to stick and get a good jump off the turns. Andrew Bordeaux leads by 5 car lengths over Richie Turner. The 357 of Kurt Seymour again slowing along the front stretch, and he may be headed back to the garage area from the back of the pack. Side by side racing right now for third. It's Jimmy Varno in the 07. It's the 69 of Don Franklin on the outside. Behind them, it's the 22 of Rob Favreau working the top. And down on the inside line, it is the 23 for John Booten. Andrew Bordeaux's lead is down to 2 car lengths off of turn number 2. Richie Turner trying to chase him down. Bordeaux pulls away in the backstretch. Turner closes the gap through the turns. Perhaps a little bit better handling car, but the 08 really's got some horsepower on the front and the back. The 69 for Don Franklin right up to the wall, working an extremely high groove. Oh, Rick Donner sideways. The 13 of Joe Warren. Look out, the 73 of Vern Word gets a piece. The 13 is slow to top turn number 2. Joe Warren in car number 13 comes to a stop on the top of the second turn. Now the yellow flag comes out. He's back rolling, but likely headed to the garage area as he was racing for position with, I believe, Rick Donner's number 1. The Woodard number 73 control that car through the turns. All right, ready to run again. Richie Turner in car 17 at the door of Andrew Bordeaux. Those two drivers will set the pace. Here they come off turn number 4 along the front stretch. Green flag. Turner takes a real high line around the racetrack. Goes to the top of turn number 2. Ooh, that's going to get a good run down the backstretch. Moves down to the inside. Bordeaux trying to protect the line. He took away his momentum. Man, the 17 got a real good run that time off the top of turn number 2. Let's see if he tries to use that same line again, because he built up a whole bunch of momentum on the top of the racetrack. This time he works down to the inside line. He's going to use a different line. Bordeaux pulls away that time as the yellow call goes out. The yellow call goes out for the 73 of Vern Woodard as he looped it over in turn number 3. And we've got another yellow. All right, ready to go again. It's Bordeaux in the 08 and Richie Turner in the 17. Green flag. There's that high line again. Let's see if he gets the momentum. Going to the top. He's got the progressive banking kicking in for him down the backstretch. Just about even going to 3. He stays in it a little bit longer. Can he grab the lead off the top of the racetrack, down the front stretch? Andrew Bordeaux trying to hold on the lead. Richie Turner trying to take it away. It is still Bordeaux in the lead. Just past the halfway point in this one. The 07 of Vernal trying to hang on to third. The 69 of Don Franklin's on the inside. Side-by-side racing behind them. Much of the top 10 positions in the field. Side-by-side racing, all of those spots being contested. Bordeaux is the leader by a car length. Richie Turner runs in the second spot. Third, the 69 of Franklin. Fourth, the 07 of Arno. The 23 of John Boutin running in the 5th position. At his door is the H2O of Rob Gordon. Here they come off of turn number 4. 10 laps to go for the 08 of Andrew Bordeaux. Bordeaux a little squirrely that time going to turn number 2. We'll have to keep an eye on that turn for him and see how the handle of the car goes. 3 wide going to the 3rd turn. Boutin in the 23 wisely backing out as the Franklin 69 was there in position. Bordeaux still leading by a half car length. Then it's Richie Turner in the 17. Turner really getting a good run again in 2, but look at the 08 pull away. Down the backstretch going to turn number 3. He opened it up to a car length. Vernal runs 3rd. Battle for 4th. The H2O of Rob Gordon trying to make room on the outside, trying to come through to get that 4th position away from Don Franklin. He will at the line. Franklin is 5th. Running in 6th, it looked like Rob Favreau on the outside. Now coming back after him for the 6th spot is John Boutin in the 23. Favreau on the outside, 7th, but Favreau has momentum going to 3 as Franklin's starting to back up a little bit. And right now, John Boutin in the number 23 is snookered on the inside line. Unless he can get underneath the 69 along the front stretch, can't do it. Good racing. Spots 3, 4, 5, 6, right on back through the field. Rob Gordon in the H2O trying to get to the 3rd spot, looking inside Jimmy Varno's number 07 car. The top 2 drivers is separated from the rest of the field. They're not separated by much, but it's a good gap back to the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, right on back. Bordeaux leads. Turner is 2nd. 3rd on the outside, Vernal. 4th is Gordon. 5th is the 22 of Favreau. 6th is Franklin. 7th is Lance Raptoy. 8th is Jason McClatchy. 9th now is the 23 of John Boutin. Inside 5 to go. 10th is Joe Warren. 11th is the 28 of Ryan Boutin. 12th would be Rick Donor. 13th is Brian Crist. 14th is Mark Karen. 15th is Kevin Boutin in the 25. Here comes the leader off of turn number 4. He has led every single lap in this race. Andrew Bordeaux looking for his first career victory. His lead is growing down the backstretch. It's a 2-car length advantage for Bordeaux. Richie Turner trying to close again off of turn number 4 as they work along the front stretch. Lap 22 goes up on the board, 3 to go. We've got a gaggle of cars that are racing for 3rd on back through the field. Lots of side-by-side racing. 3 wide battles to get into the top 5. Lance Raptoy on the inside. Oh, he had to get on the binders. The big daddy Don Franklin slid down in front of him. That gives McClatchy room on the outside with car number 70 to get to the top 5. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks are out. Turner's making the move on the outside. Going to turn number 2 for the lead. Bordeaux trying to hang on. Here comes Richie Turner to the outside. Bordeaux takes away that line. Turner is still there on the outside. Andrew Bordeaux works down the inside line. Richie Turner takes it right up towards the wall. Down to the line. 1 lap to go for Andrew Bordeaux. 1 to go for Bordeaux in the 08. Turner goes through the middle of the turn. Follows him off turn number 2. He's got half a track to make a move. Right now he's not in the mix. It's a car length disadvantage for Turner. Andrew Bordeaux into turn number 4. Coming along the front stretch. Checkered flag is out. He leads them all. Andrew Bordeaux wins it. Richie Turner is second. The race for third, Rob Gordon. Fourth, Jim Vernal. Fifth to Rob Favreau. Sixth to Jason McClatchy. Seventh, Joe Warren. Eighth, Don Franklin. Ninth to Lance Rabtour.
Well, Richie Turner finished just in time as something went underneath the hood of that car. You can see the remnants along the front stretch. A nice job by Robert Gordon to finish third tonight. Richie Turner, nice job finishing second. But the one driver that's been showing big time major improvements in this Renegade division comes home with the victory tonight. Mr. Turd, Andrew Bordeaux, brings the checkered flag into victory lane. His first career Renegade win. It was only a matter of...
He'd probably tell you this is going to be the most difficult part of the night, having to talk in victory lane. Not exactly Andrew's strong suit. All right, this is his first career victory. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. This is Andrew Bordeaux. My brother once dubbed him the brown turd. There is no turd tonight, Andrew Bordeaux. Congratulations. You've been trying to get this now for a couple of years, and here you are in victory lane. You finished second and third. We've talked to you in other positions, and we said it was probably a matter of time before you ended up here. Congratulations. After a number of transmissions, here you are in victory lane.
Yeah, I said the car was running good, and I had to thank my crew and everybody that helps. I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Vacuum City, Rise Door Redemption, Lives Meat Market. If it wasn't for them, I couldn't do it either.
Andrew, you took the lead early in the race. You led every lap. You started up near the front. Talk about what you needed to do as a driver over the course of those 25 laps. You had a rear view mirror full of Richie Turner, who's a real good driver, who was right behind you.
Keep a steady line in the corner, keep your line, just hit it every time.
It looked like your power along the front stretch and along the back stretch was really solid. Richie seemed to gain on you in the in the corners rather. Is that what you felt as well driving?
Yeah, I started pushing about lap 20, so we had a little push come the last 5 laps, but I seen him there and I knew he was going to be strong all the way to the end.
Well, congratulations on getting your first career victory. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, that's Andrew Bordeaux, everybody. He gets his first career win.
They set the pace through turns 3 and 4. Here they come. Down the front stretch. Green flag is out. Josh Lavarnway takes the lead from the outside. Collins settles down in the second spot. Here comes Rob Clark. Look out! Josh Laporte off the backstretch. Off of turn number 2 into the bunker. He rejoins at the tail end of the field, and we stay under green.
You know, I give him credit for staying out on the racetrack. Could have easily parked it right there and brought out a yellow flag.
That's very true. Here comes Rob Clark in the number 14. Looks down on the inside of Chad Collins in the number 22. Good racing side by side almost all the way through the middle of the pack. They're 3 wide entering turn number 3 for about the 6th spot. Ty Drown is down on the inside. Up on the top of the track is Mark Barcombe in the number 3. Josh Lavarnway is your leader. He has about a 5-car length advantage out in front. Looks like Adam Stickles having problems with his number 27. He's back up to speed, at least the speed that he runs. Out front, it's Josh Lavarnway. Rob Clark is second. Third is John Bradley. Fourth is Eric Riel. Fifth is Chad Collins for the moment. Sixth is Ty Drown. Seventh is Tim LaFountain. Eighth is Eric Sales. Ninth is Jason Crist. Jimmy Collins rounds out the top 10 right now. Uh-oh. Adam Stickle running around, looks like in first gear, and he has had enough. Back to the pits. Look out, leader spins out in front of the field and is able to send it down to the infield. We stay under green for the moment. He's trying to refire that car. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it fired. And the yellow flag is out. And they are the front row. It's Riel and Drown in row number 2. They're going to look to run them down. Here they come. Slow pace. Now they get on it. Off of turn number 4. Green. Flag is out. Oh, problems with the Bradley 69 is something a miscue on that car. John Bradley heads back to the pits. There's problems on his other teammate. The 22 of Chad Collins is sliding backwards. Problems for that race team. The 13, the 22, and the 69, all part of the same racing team, and they are having problems tonight. The only fortunate one from that team is the 08 of Andrew Bordeaux, who picked up a win tonight. They all help out one another and are the C&B racing team. But Bordeaux has been the only successful one thus far. Although Jimmy Collins is moving, he's up to the 5 spot. Jimmy Collins in the number 2. He's his second week back. He thought at the beginning of the year that he'd want to take the year off, but he got the bug back in the middle of the year. And he's right now battling for the 5 spot with Josh Laporte. Look at where Josh Laporte is. Laporte's up to 5th. Remember, he spun out off the backstretch on lap number 1. Laporte's all the way back up to the 5 spot.
Man on a mission.
Out front, Rob Clark is your leader. Ty Drown and Eric Riel run side by side for the 2nd spot as Jason Crist sits 4th, and he watches and keeps his eye on that battle, looking for the lane that's going to prevail. He's going to choose the top. Eric Riel has the nose out in front. Josh Laporte all over the back bumper of the 54 of Jason Crist. Laporte means business. Laporte is the man on the mission. He's going to look to the outside of Crist through turns 3 and 4. Crist electing to keep that 54 down to the inside. Now throw the 47 of Eric Sales in the mix. Rob Clark in the 14 loves to see this side-by-side battle go on as he is just running away out front. But the question is how long? As these cars eventually try to get out of that side-by-side racing and chase him down. Ty Drown has gotten away from that side-by-side racing, and he sits in the 2nd spot. Jason Crist in the Monster Energy Drink 54 pushes up off of turn number 2 just a bit. That leaves the door open for the 47 of Sales. Sales moves through on the inside, 3 wide into turn number 3. Sales on the inside, Crist in the middle. Riel on the top. Riel backed out of it and decides to run behind the 54 of Crist. Laporte fast, but he's just waiting for someone to have a mishap in front of him and take advantage. Eric Sales is through to the 3rd spot. He completes the pass. Here comes Laporte on the inside of the 02 of Riel. Laporte into the top 5 now as he passes Eric Riel. The 07 has parked in the infield, Austin LaGrave. The 22 of Chad Collins is off the pace as he coasts out of turn number 4. Josh Laporte in the 45B as Chad Collins takes it into the infield. Laporte in the 45B looks down the inside of Chris as there are 2 laps to go for Rob Clark. Eric Sales in the 47 looks Ty Drown in the eye and goes right on by, and he's got a lap and a half to run down the 14 of Rob Clark. He's got to make up about 6 car lengths. Now down to 4 as they run through turns 3 and 4 and off of turn number 4. The white flag is out for Rob Clark. 5 car lengths the advantage for Rob Clark. Can Eric Sales get there? Clark with a little bobble off of turn number 2. It's now down to 1 car length down the backstretch. Into turn number 3, 1.5 car lengths as Eric Sales pulls right to the back bumper. Here they come off of turn number 4. Drag race for the win. Down on the inside, Rob Clark wins it. Eric Sales 2nd, Ty Drown 3rd, 4th, Josh Laporte, 5th, Jason Crist, 6th, Eric Riel, 7th is Jimmy Collins, 8th, Tim LaFountain, 9th, Scott Richner, and rounding out the top 10 is Mark Barcombe in the 3.
So Rob Clark adds his name to the list of drivers that have now won a race in the mini modified division. Eric Sales has won 4 times. Jason Crist has won twice. Josh Leclerc has won 3 times. John Bradley has won once. So Rob Clark is going to become the 5th different driver in the division to win a race. On board the number 14, enjoying his victory lap.
Do we wait for Rob to get out of his car here for the first win of the season in the Busch Beer Mini Modified feature event? Here he is, Rob Clark. Here's your winner in the Mini Modifieds. Give him a hand. Rob, get a quick word in with you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Josh Lavarnway looked like he had a strong car to start out. He had a mishap here, and after the restart, you just took off, and it looked like you were going to go away comfortably. In that last lap, the points leader kind of made it interesting, didn't he?
Just say you can never get comfortable in this division because of the inversion. There, you can always count there's somebody faster than you that's dogging you. If you look back, they're going to be there. So there's really no sense in looking. So it was a good run, though. I'm really happy. I really got to thank the LaFountains, Bob and Susan, for all the help they've given us. This is just payback. Last week we put the car here in the wall on the last lap, totaled the car, worked hard all week long, and you can't get any better redemption for all your hard work than this right here.
You look like it was very strong. What was working for you?
Just good handling, good hard work at home, and like I said, if it wasn't for all these guys working their butt off all week long, I'd still be sitting home on a cooler. So,
congratulations, good job. Let's hear it for him. Rob Clark, Mini Modified winner. Rob.